to give two examples of complaints that reached us and that we have handled successfully. The first one was a case of eviction. A landlord wrote a letter to a tenant, informed the tenant that within 2 months they had to leave the premises. The idea behind it was the tenant was not interested in paying more rent for the place. He was paying $150 a month for a little room and a shared bathroom facility. And now the lady wanted to actually get $250 a month for that same room, which of course the tenant refused. When he got the eviction letter, he came with his request. What can we do about it? What we did is that we involved the rental committee and asked the rental committee if there was a request from this landlord to evict the tenant. This was not the case, and so we wrote to the landlord that she had not followed the procedures that are there in the law, because every eviction is something that you have to request to the rental committee. And so we informed the landlord that the letter that she sent to the tenant was null and void. We had, upon request of the landlord, a meeting with the landlord where we explained how the law in St. Martin explained that this is not the way you go about evicting a tenant. And also we explained the landlord how you go about raising your rent. We know that in our society there are more of these cases. What we can tell you is that because of this intervention that we did, the gentleman and his wife can still live where they live, surrounded by all the friends that they have been living with for past 20 years. And for now, the whole issue of increasing the rent has been settled. The whole issue of evicting him has been annulled. And so here we see how important it is that you can have your representation with a consumers coalition. Another complaint, as an example, of a lady that has bought a washing machine. The washing machine, after 2-3 months, already started to show deficiencies, leaking water, passing water. And so, under the guarantee, she went back to the company and asked if they could repair or if they could replace the washing machine. In the first instance, they sent technicians, and the technician said that this thing had to be repaired, but for that, because of the refurbished machine, they had to order these parts from the distributor outside of St. Martin. Still, it took a long while. Every time the consumer went back and got the same kind of go-around. Finally, with her complaint, we went to the store and asked for the store owner and explained to the store owner that all his promises until now were not kept. The lady is entitled to either a repair of the washing machine or a new washing machine. The lady was promised, and we were promised, that at the end of February, the 28th to be exactly, a technician of the company would come to St. Martin, and yes, this technician visited the home, looked at the washing machine, and all we can tell you today is that because of this complaint being brought to the attention of the Consumer Coalition, the seriousness and the respect for the coalition brought that the lady got a completely new washing machine. This is just two examples that we told you today to see how important it is that when you ask redress, when you ask for your right, sometimes they give you a runaround. But with the Consumers Coalition, yes, a lot can be restored. The last example is of the lady that went to one of the well-known insurance companies in the island. She had an insurance claim for repair of her home. The insurance company said, no, we have a settlement for you. And although she was insured for $100,000, paying $1,000 a year for over 21 years, the insurance company came with a settlement proposal of $17,000. Her claim was $50,000. The argument of the insurance company was you was underinsured. We instructed the consumer. She went back to the insurance company and she said, according to my policy, my homeowner's insurance policy, I can claim repair. And I want to put my house back in the same condition as it was. It was then that the insurance company said, okay, bring me a quotation of the repair cost of a contractor. When the lady went back with the repair cost of almost $50,000, the insurance company, after scrapping a few items, paid her $38,000. What we learned from this experience is you should never give up your fight. If you find that something is not right, you can come and file your complaint, and with the knowledge and the support that we get from others, we can provide you with that support to defend your claim.
The other day, and as I walk in, I hear some old ladies in a corner, nearer, my God, to thee. Suddenly I hear, vlam, take a six in your tail, vlam, don't do your pass, vlam, do a domino game, just interrupt the whole week. My mother in the next room, she called me, I ain't answer. So she come outside, she said, you hear me call you? I said, excuse me, woman. Don't you see I'm big? That's all I remember saying. Now I tell somebody today, I said, if Barack Obama was running in this country, they would not elect him. He would not be elected for three reasons. One, we don't elect black people. Two, we don't elect educated people. Three,
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
case you're not familiar with these airplanes, this is the Embraer 120. Interior, 30 seats, flight attendant, onboard bathroom, which the longer the flight, the more you might worry about having one. This is the 18-seat aircraft. This is available. We use this on a charter basis, so we don't operate it on a commercial schedule basis. This is what it looks like inside. So all club seating. So you can have 3 families of 6, or any combination of 4 and 2 having a little meeting. So if you've got a think in terms of sports teams or a government needing to travel and go somewhere, this is an ideal airplane to have a face-to-face, and we have full table service on the aircraft. This is the type you'd be familiar with at Win Air. This is the Twin Otter. These have 19 seats on the aircraft. The paint scheme, as you see, has continuity from one airplane type to the next. So this is our brand. Now, for the agent community, part of this is to understand who we are, and for the facing public, of course, intercaribbean.com is our official website, and you can obviously buy a ticket online if that's your preference. Important elements like flight tracking, where's my flight, what time is that flight coming in because somebody's meeting me, and how to contact us from a customer service point of view. We publish all of our schedules through the traditional industry providers of OAG and Innovator, and OAG then collates our schedules files. So of our 13 countries, 22 cities, we offer a little over 220 city pairs that you can fly, whether it's 1-stop or 2-stop in terms of city combinations across our network. Usual customer question stuff on the website. For the agency community, important that we are in distribution, the traditional distribution systems. We work with Amadeus, Sabre, and Travelport. We can be ticketed in 180 countries around the world. I guess I don't need to say intercaribbean.com. Once more, we have local numbers in each country in which you can contact us. We have a corporate portal for corporations that want to do some self-service. And for those who have a need to know, especially the agent community and ticketing, JY is our 2-letter code, and 653 is our ticketing code. So every airline that you fly has a 2-letter code and a 3-digit ticketing number. Now, again, for the benefit of our agents who have joined us, I just want to state very clearly, when we advertise, we always put contact or visit your travel agent. We are an agent-friendly airline. So I had one day an agency said to me, "You don't include us." I said, "Really? Show me the advert you saw that did not include us."
Sorry.
No worries. Come on in. So I can pull out every advert we've ever created, and I will share with you that the agency community is always represented in our advertising. We don't expect a customer's going to make the choice what they want to do. Whether it's book online at our website, use an online player such as Expedia, those type of folks, and they will come and visit you. One of those 3 choices that's up to the customer. We don't try to bias making your decision. We let the customer make those decisions for themselves. I increasingly do see, and again this is a customer service element that we go back to the customer, that they will use one of the online players where I can book a ticket, but I don't seem to communicate in any way with that entity. So why didn't you visit your local travel agent in your country? Because you know that person is there. Rather than you find it's the same deal. So why did you go and use someone? You could have supported your local agent, and you could have had the support you're now looking for us to solve, because somehow you can't get the support from the folks on the other side. So when I say we're agent friendly, I mean it, and we pay commissions. So we put our our words into action.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
I went to a wake the other day, and as I walk in, I hear some old ladies in a corner. Nearer, my God, to thee. Suddenly I hear, vlam, take a 6 in your tail. Vlam, don't do your pass. Vlam, do. A domino game just interrupt the whole wake. My mother in the next room, she called me. I ain't answer. So she come outside. She said, you hear me call you? I said, excuse me, woman. Don't you see I'm bad? That's all I remember saying. Now I tell somebody today, I said, if Barack Obama was running in this country, they would not elect him. He would not be elected for 3 reasons. 1, we don't elect black people. 2, we don't elect educated people. 3,
As a chamber of labor unions, we were requested to be present, but we could only have 2 persons, 2 representatives. Now the chamber comprises of member organization, the Windward Islands Teachers Union, the St. Martin Communication Union, the Windward Island Federation of Labor, the Windward Island Healthcare Union Association. We also have the APFO St. Martin and the WICSU PSU. In addition, the NRPB, which is the police union. Those are all the unions that collaborate. So if I count them on my fingers, we are 7 unions under the WICLU. However, 2 persons that represented these 7 unions at the talk is Mr. Theophilus Thompson from the WIFL and myself, Mrs. Claire Elshot, Aventurine from the Y2. We represented the 7 unions because of the restricted number that was included in our invitation. No problem. We also got questions to be able to guide the talks. And for us as union, the most important task of government for the coming years is to have a government for 4 years. Stability in government, that is our most, important task. There was also suggestions made for this stability. And to the question, the frequent changes in government that affected your organization, well, basically, we relate that this did have a negative impact on our organizations, especially when it comes to social dialogue on pertinent issues like the cost of living adjustment. We, via the platform of the GOA, the unions representing civil servants and workers at subsidized institutions, have submitted a recommendation on that payment. And, of course, that has to go to the office of the Minister of General Affairs. To date, we have never received an answer acknowledging receipt, nor an answer concerning the payments of the cost of living adjustment that has been now suspended for a number of years. Workers in St. Martin are anxious and are constantly asking the question, when are we going to get an indexation on our salaries? When will the cost of living adjustment be reintroduced? So in that aspect, we cannot wait for our new, not only parliament, but the government to take seats so that we can continue our press forward on business in that respect. In one of the questions, what are your expectations from Parliament after 10-10-10 to now, this period? I think I can boldly say that our expectations from the new Parliament is for them to know what their job entails and for them to do that very seriously. Why I'm saying that? Because I was very critical of the fact that when I listened to a meeting from the Parliament of St. Martin, I believe the Youth Parliament has much more ingredients that I can learn from than from the Parliament. And basically, I therefore would have to turn the dial to something else, because it is not in a way structured that you get the impression that the Parliament really knows. A lot of questions arise if they really take their task serious, if they know. And that is why we also suggest that once the Parliament is installed now, there should be courses for the parliamentarians so that they would know the laws and they would know what their tasks are as parliamentarian. Because when you are in a parliament, there are certain procedures and there are certain, your job description is the same. When I'm as a teacher, I have a job description. So at Parliament, they should be well prepared. A lot of times you feel from the discussions on the floor the lack of preparation and lack of seriousness. I believe young people look forward to listening to these meetings to be able to actually learn something. So it has to be brought to the attention of the informateurs that the expectation for this Parliament after 8 years should be, and it should be a rewarding type that people, citizens, can boast of the work that their parliamentarians have done for them. In this respect, I as a citizen, I prefer to listen to the Parliament of St. Kitts, for example. I'm not a citizen of St. Kitts, but I would love that the level of our Parliament and the discussion be on that professional level.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
My personal plea to everyone to continue. Let's clean up St. Martin, folks. We have a lot of car wrecks along the road. If you are done with the car, if you can't do anything with it anymore, give us a call. Let's see how we can help. We need to find a solution to getting car wrecks off the road. We need to get a solution to broken down signage along the public road that is bent. Still looks like, you know, the hurricane passed yesterday. I also know that there are some buildings where there are some messages that were painted on right after the hurricane, which was a great time to put them on, where people, you know, kind of were giving other people encouragement to continue on, that we have to get up and pull our socks up and stuff like that. But now we're 6 months later, and so those kind of messages, I think, have outlived their usefulness and are now more an eyesore than anything else. So I ask those people that have messages on buildings and structures to buy some paint, paint them out, fix the place, make it look good. In cases even, sometimes you may even still have tarpaulins on your roof, but from the bottom, when you pass, when the tourists pass, we have tourists that are coming to St. Martin again, thank goodness, and we need to clean up our act and make St. Martin look good again. So I beg you, help us to help ourselves.